I just realized that the last part of the video didn't show up. It wasn't there. So I am continuing the video from where the previous one got interrupted. So, so I was saying we have here. We're gonna work on. We're gonna work now on the this thigh here, right? This view of the thigh here. So block in first the volume of the thigh, right? And add just a hint of the lower leg here, like this, right? So sartorius goes across the thigh, you have seen, right? And then it will connect with the tibia here, the base of the head of the tibia, via the goosefoot tendon, the pes anserinus or anserinus tendon, that we're gonna see in another occasion. But you want to know that the sartorius from the iliac spine, anterior superior iliac spine, goes down to the tibia, right? And the sartorius, you want to see how the sartorius goes from this to gradually this, right? It turns. That's why I put in this section line as I already mentioned. So now, on this side here, I will have the group of the quadriceps that is divided in from this view I see only two muscles of the quadriceps. This one here is the rectus femoris, right? And or femoris, depends on how you pronounce it. And this one here is the vastus medialis, right? So rectus femoris means the straight one of the femur. The vastus medialis means the big one of the middle. That's what these, mysterious Latin names mean. They mean where the muscle starts, where the muscle ends, what the muscle looks like, what the muscle does. They're very practical, right? So now, from here we see there's this tendon, the tendon of the adductors. Adductors are four. Start from just above the genitals at the level of the pubic bone, right? And this volume here, the volume of the adductors will be directed toward the femur, right? The medial epicondyle or the condyle of the femur, the end of the femur. So this muscle here will create a volume here like this, a big volume like this, right? That gradually tapers and it goes down to the tendon that behind the sartorius. Under here, below here, I have the hamstrings. I'm going to leave the hamstrings alone in terms of what muscle they are and what their names are, because they are kind of in the back. For now, we don't need it, but you want to know the hamstring now move back like this, right? They are the posterior muscles, right? So now you see how I have at this point in here, I have this portion in here. So let's see the leg here is in section, right? A simplified view of the thigh, right? This is the thigh, right? And I have here now not a curved line, but because of the rectus femoris here is thinner, it will create a peak in here, and the muscle kind of goes out and then around the adductor and then under like that. So it's a complex section. See that? This, right? Right? Makes sense? So here I have the depression past the inguinal ligament, right? That where are located the, a bit bigger here, right? Where are located the pectineus here and the iliopsoas here, like this, right? So again, it's a flayed figure, so it's going to be slightly different, skinnier, much skinnier than the living figure. So under here, the glutei are going to be a little bit more visible, right? Like that. And I can now start maybe adding just a hint of the profile created by the skin and the fat. So meaning I'm going to have to add a little bit more forms in here, right? If this is a skinny person, the layer of skin and fat is not going to be much. It's going to be relatively little. But the fat will accumulate differently in different areas. So maybe sometime here at the inside of the thighs, there's going to be a little bit more fat here, and here also a little bit more fat here, so that, and then as I move toward the knee, the layer of fat maybe is thinner, right? So it really varies. It really varies from person to person. So that's why I don't want to get too much into this now, because you would take a whole new video. But this is fairly complex view. See that? A fairly complex view. I sketch it first. You want to, I think these things first. I sketch them, and then I come out with a possible synthesis. But going back to a simpler view of that, where I have only two groups, remember this. Remember that you have the volume of the thigh, right? And the hips here going up,